Hello, guys, and welcome back to Action Movie Makers Training. And this is another episode of Stunt Fight TV Live, episode 21. And this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about a workshop that I did a while ago with Steve and Alex. And I've got Iker watching. Thank you very much, Iker. Thank you for enjoying. Iker is one of my students from Mexico, and he does an absolutely fantastic job with his fight stuff. And so thank you very much for watching, Iker. And I'm looking forward to seeing your next fight video. Excellent. So, for those of you who know me or don't know me, my name is Philippe Deseck. I am been working in the film industry for about 20 odd years as a stunt actor, and now also I am an assistant stunt coordinator. My passion is to train actors and to show actors how they can do their own action on set. I also run workshops, and in this episode, I'll talk about a workshop that I did with Steve and Alex. And we'll talk a little bit more about not so much what we did, but how we shot it. So this episode is more about how we shot things. So in the workshops, I'll quickly describe what we do. We go through the stunt fighting principles, which are really important. So we go back through 7 principles, which are the foundations of putting a fight scene together. Then we go through some drills, some choreography drills that work the left and the right brain. Then we go through the choreography and then the filming. So we work out the choreography and then we go through the filming. So what I'll do, I'll show you the clip that I did with Steve and Alex, and then I'll come back and break it down and kind of explain what we did and why we did it. So without further ado, I'll just play the clip for you right now. Is it coming? Excellent. So that was a clip. So just quick intro about Steven. Steven is an actor also, and he worked on the first season of Spartacus. And it was really good because I didn't know that he did, because I worked on the second season of Spartacus. So he worked on the first season, and he also worked on the Power Rangers Samurai in New Zealand. So he's got quite a bit of experience behind him, and he just wanted to improve his fighting skills. So it was really an honor to train him and to teach him some of those skills. So as you've noticed, there are 2 versions, and in the first version, we shot like in a master shot. And in a second version, we did it in sequential shooting. So we actually used exactly entirely the same choreography, but we just shot it differently. And it gives you a little bit of a different feel. So I've done a few episodes before on master shot and sequential shooting. And let's just break it down a little bit further, just to give you a bit of an idea what the difference is and the different feel that it gives you. Now, there is no right and wrong, whether you got to shoot in master shots, whether you got to do it in sequential shooting. It's just a different style, and it just depends on what your preference is. Now, also bear in mind that the way you perform for master shots or sequential shooting is also a little bit different. So there's always a bit of a variation. Hollywood likes to shoot master shots, and then they come in for little sequences. Hong Kong or Asian style shooting is more sequential shooting, so they kind of break down the whole fight scene in little segments and then shoot those segments. So let's go back to actually, let's skip the here we go, and I'll just break down a little bit furthermore for you. So as you can see, I've got the camera so behind Stephen, and as the action starts, I move the camera into position to capture the punch to the stomach. Okay, now punch to stomach, you can capture it from both sides. But I just wanted to have a bit of camera movement in there just to make it a little bit more interesting, as opposed to just having camera static and shooting the whole fight scene from start to finish from one angle. So I did a bit of a camera movement coming in. Then we have that sequence with the kicks that's coming in, which is nice. And as you can see, I'm starting to move the camera back into the other position. And Stephen does a little push just to kind of help me for the shot to work, because sometimes it's hard to move the camera quick enough for certain hits to work. And then we get that last shot, which is where the camera's in a perfect position for that last punch. So even though it was shot in a master shot, there was still a little bit of camera movement, and we timed the camera movements with the action just to give it a bit of more of a dynamic feeling. So that's shooting everything in one shot with no real cuts. So then we have the second version, which is sequential shooting. So as you can see straight away, first shot is very different. Yeah, so I'm doing more of a behind the shoulder shot of Stephen looking towards Alex, and then I cut to a block. Let's go back here so you can see the block. There you go. So there we have the block. So I cut to another angle for the block, then back to a wider shot, then I cut to a swing, and here I do an in-camera shot. So Stephen did a punch to the stomach, and I did a reaction of Alex, because I wanted to see the face of Alex on the reaction. So, and that's the good thing about sequential shooting, is that you can cut to expressions, you can cut to any shot that you like, basically, if you want to accentuate certain things of the fight scene. And you got the kicks. And then cut back to over the shoulder shot of Stephen. And we do the last final punch. And then we do another shot where Alex falls into frame. And then back to the wide shot. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of a difference. But the nice thing about sequential shooting is that, you know, you can kind of dismantle the fight and film it, you know, any which way you like, you know, and that takes a bit of practice, because not every angle or every shot will work in sequence of the previous or the next shot. So it just takes a bit of practice, as into, okay, I have these moves, I know if I shoot it from that angle and I do these moves, then that will work nicely with the next shots. So you have to have kind of like a really good shot list in your head of what works and what doesn't work. And personally, I like to shoot this way, because when you are editing a fight scene that's done in sequence, you don't necessarily have to cut it in that sequence. You can take a little sequence that you did at the end of the fight scene and maybe slot it in a little bit more towards the start of the fight scene. So as an editor, you have that creativity to make the fight scene what you'd like, and you can change the rhythm and the timing of the fight as well. Whereas in the first version, where it was a master shot with a bit of camera move, there isn't much you can do in the editing. I mean, that's it. You know, it's one shot, one take, and you can't really change much of the fight. Whereas in the other one, you have that creativity as an editor to kind of mold it and shape it the way you like. And that's what I like about doing sequential shooting. But it does take a bit of practice, and also how your perform in sequential shooting is a little bit different than in master shot. And also, obviously, the camera work. So the cameramen have to also be used to shooting in sequential shooting because of the rhythm and timing of the shots, which are very different as well. So you need to have a really good camera person as well to be able to do that. So we did it on a really small scale. I mean, it took us about 20 minutes to do these two shots with a bit of practice as well. But when you have bigger fight scenes, when you have more complex stuff, it can get really a challenge. It can be really challenging, but it's a great challenge to take on board. Excellent. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of the differences between master shots and sequential shooting, and how the same fight scene can have a completely different look, and the creativity that you can have within those fight scenes as an editor as well, or as a director. Fantastic. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you, Iker, for watching as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you have any questions, please let me know. You know, anything that you would like to know, I'm always happy to help you in the best I can, and to improve your knowledge and skills when you are fighting, and to have that confidence. So when you are working on set, that you can take a punch, you can take a reaction to the best of your ability and make it look really good as an actor, which is always a big plus when you are working as an actor on set. So, like I mentioned, I do run online courses as well. I do workshops as well, and I'll be doing a launch pretty soon on my online course, which I will give you more details later when everything's kind of set up for it. Excellent. So, thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Stunt Fight TV Live. It will be episode 22. So have a great day wherever you're from, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.